Girls love this one muscle, and if you have it, it will increase your attraction tenfold. I'm gonna tell you what it is and how it affects girls, and also how to develop it without living in the gym. This muscle is as important as a girl's ass is to a guy. This is a muscle that they can develop, and if they do, every guy is gonna notice it and be attracted to it. No guy wants a girl with a flat ass, just as no girl wants a guy who is lacking this muscle. I can give you 2 examples off the top of my head of girls being attracted to this muscle on me. So about 2 summers ago, I was in Sweden. I was on a jet ski date with this girl, and we did a bunch of tricks. We were jumping waves, and we got super wet. So we wanted to rinse off after, warm up. So we went into the shower, and we were rinsing off. And while we were in the shower, I remember her rubbing her hand across my shoulder and chest, and then like squeezing my shoulder at the end. And now the second time I can vividly remember this happening again is when I was at the club this past summer, and I was dancing with this girl. We were getting to know each other, and she did the exact same thing. I think she pretty much just like felt my chest and shoulder, and she even was like impressed by it. She was like, wow, very nice. So if you haven't figured it out by now, the muscle that girls love is going to be your shoulders. It is so important that you develop this muscle. If you want to develop an attractive body to girls and learn how to get the girl of your dreams in the next 3 months, book a free coaching call with me down below. The slots are filling up quick. I only got 3 more left for this month. See you guys on there. Why shoulders though? Well, shoulders are one of the key components that builds the V-taper. Your V-taper is basically your shoulder to waist ratio. And the ideal number that you're gonna wanna be shooting for is about 1.6. So your shoulders are 1.6 times wider than your waist. And obviously it's not only your shoulders that are gonna go into this. Obviously it's gonna be a bit of back, shoulders, a little bit of the chest. But overall, shoulders are gonna be that main muscle that pops out, that shows that you have a very wide, broad stance. And what this does is it really signifies a lot of evolutionary and psychological things in a girl that's gonna make her attracted to you, just as the same thing works for guys to girls in seeing, a really good body with, a nice ass and a smaller waist. That is kind of what guys are looking for, whereas this is what girls are looking for. So what is it gonna signal? Well, it's gonna signal physical strength. You're not gonna be able to have a big V-taper unless you're physically strong. It's also gonna signal masculinity. It's gonna signal competitiveness. It's just showing a lot of different things which are gonna be very attractive to a girl just off of first glance. And here is the #1 way to build attractive shoulders without living in the gym. And this is gonna be simply by doing a shoulder press. Which one specifically? You can choose between standing or seated, barbell or dumbbell. It really doesn't matter. You pick one of the 4 that feels best, that works best with your body. You stick to it for months and years, and you simply just progressively overload it. You just wanna get stronger and stronger. If I can think off the top of my head, I was working with like 95 pounds on barbell shoulder press just a few years ago, and now I'm doing 155 for 10 reps. So if you get stronger and stronger, this is gonna be what actually drives 80-90% of that growth in your shoulder. So you really just wanna be getting as strong as possible on the lift that you choose. And that is really all that it's gonna come down to, just sticking to one exercise in the hypertrophic rep range of about 6 to 15 reps and progressively overloading it. If you do this, you will have big shoulders. You don't have to live in the gym. You don't have to train shoulders every single day. Training them once to twice per week, using the same exercise and progressively overloading it is all you need to do. As shoulder press is going to be the key driving factor of growth, if you only did that, it's gonna lead to muscle imbalances, and it's not gonna lead to having a very full 3D looking shoulder, which is gonna be the most attractive. So how do you actually develop it? Well, there's just 2 isolation exercises that you're gonna need to throw in. The first one is going to be lateral raises. So it really doesn't matter which one you pick. You can do dumbbell, you can do cable, you can have a bench in front of you lying on the bench doing more of a Y raise, which is gonna be really good for isolating that shoulder, taking momentum out of it. It doesn't matter. You just gotta pick one. Once again, stick to it and progressively overload it as well. If you track it, if you know you're at 15 pounds with doing 10 reps, try and go for 15 pounds with 12 reps next time. And you keep going and you keep going. You just wanna get stronger on these key movements. And the second isolation exercise, which is gonna really lead to the fullness of your shoulder, which is super important and one of the most forgotten areas, which is the rear delt. So what you're gonna wanna do is just some sort of rear delt exercise. You can do a cable cross body. That's one, like rear delt fly. That's one of my favorites. That's gonna pretty much be solid for hitting the rear delt. You can do that on a bench where you kind of put it up at like a 30-degree angle. You kind of lie on it here, and then you do it once again like that. There's many different ways that you can do this. There's some certain rows that you can do, once again, with a bench. The exact specific exercise isn't too important. The important thing is that, once again, you hit this consistently and get stronger at it over time. If you use 3 exercises, these 3 is all you need. The shoulder press, the lateral raise, and some sort of rear delt exercise, whether it's that reverse cable fly, whatever it is, just some sort of rear delt row, you are going to be on your way to having very full 3D looking shoulders that girls find attractive. And once again, if you want to build an attractive body that girls are absolutely magnetized by, and also learn how to get the girl of your dreams in the next 3 months, then book that free coaching call with me down below.